Hello, today I will be group 3 and we will present including Ngong, Vân, Phương and Kim Ngân, and we will present about Dean's Bean, a coffee company that focuses on sustainability and fair trade. And although coffee is one of the world's most famous popular products, many coffee farmers still face such problems. And today in this presentation, we will discuss the challenges and explore how Dean's Bean create a positive impact through sustainable business practice. Here is the business model canvas of Beanspin, and I will go straight to the one main point, which is the most important in Beanspin business model, which is value propositions. So that means that Beanspin does not only sell coffee, but they also create social and environmental value. And unlike other traditional ones, Beanspin focuses on fair trade, supporting farmers, and sustainability. So as a result, consumer will remember the brand for its good impact, not just for the taste of coffee. And now we will analyze the Discipline stakeholder. Here we have three key stakeholders which are really important for Discipline. They are coffee farmers, local coffee communities, and environment. And now let's look at the 6 sustainable development goals. We will focus on three main areas: economic impact, social justice, and environmental action. And now let's look for the problem and impact.
Now we'll move to the next part, explain main problems that this bean are trying to solve. You may know that coffee look kind of simple from the consumer side, but behind such products, there are serious economic, environmental, social, and climate change related problems affecting farmers, communities, and also ecosystem. Firstly, economic inequality. This bean reports that around 80% of global coffee is produced by smallholder farmers, but the income is very low. From the stakeholder theory side, farmers are the key stakeholder in the coffee industry, but they have limited power and are treated unfairly. Such disadvantages go against the SDG 1, SDG 8. Next slide. Second is environmental degradation. Conventional coffee can clear cut forests, use large amount of water, also rely on chemicals that damage soil habitats. This create market externality and pose pressure on planetary boundary like land, water, biodiversity, and climate. Next slide. Talk about social concern. Coffee growing communities may lack basic services such as healthcare, education, and clean water. For example, it's been reports limited healthcare access in rural Timor and literacy support in Nicaragua. Next slide. Finally, climate change. This may state that coffee is on the climate front lines and climate change may seriously threaten the coffee plants by 2100. This affects both farmers' livelihood and future of coffee supply. Go against the SDG 13 climate action. Next slide. So, what are the core issues in the conventional coffee industry? This is because our conventional coffee industry often follows a linear economy model, not a circular one, which is usually not recommended in terms of ethical business. Also, next slide. Also, it fails to balance the triple bottom line because profit is the main priority. Ignoring stakeholders like farmers, social ecosystem leads to low income for farmers. Environmental damage like pollution, deforestation, while most profits go to corporation and middlemen. In contrast, this bin focuses on creating shared value by supporting both communities and the environment.
To continue, I will explain how this being creates sustainable solution through three main areas: a fair supply chain, a community-led development, and climate resilience. Firstly, this being build a fair supply chain. The company work directly with the farmer cooperative instead of depending on middlemen. This helps farmers receive fair payment for their coffees and give them a more stable income. This being also prioritize long-term relationship rather than short-term business transactions. Which help reduce price pressure on farmers. The company also pay the addition to the fair trade price and the social equity premium is 6 cents per pound. Next slide. Secondly, this means support community-led development. Through its people-centered development approach, local community identify their actual needs and this been support them with funding resources and long-term cooperation with focus on improving daily life. In Ethiopia, the company builds schools and pays for teachers. And in Timor, it sponsors the maternal health clinics. Thirdly, this means focuses on climate resilience. The company promote organic and the company promote organic and shade row coffee, which help protect biodiversity and reduce environmental damage. It also support reforestation and regenerative farming to have farm become more resilient to the climate change. The company is expanding the Reclaiming Sumatra project to save the critically endangered orangutan species. And next, these actions clearly show the triple bottom line models. For people, the company support over 90 social projects to increase farmers' income as well as improving food security. For the planet, it reduce waste by following a circular economy and energy efficient roasting for profits. Its ethical brand image, subscription services, and wholesale partnership have created loyal customer and long-term business growth. In 2026, the company achieved the highest scoring coffee company in the world and within the B Corp system. Next.
So let's move to strategic recommendations. This business view are three pillars. Our strategic question is how to scale this model, and we answer it in four parts, starting with where this business already works, East Timor. East Timor is the lowest risk place to scale because this business already has relationships, local trust, and field experience, and smallholders co-op exist, and government support is growing, but climate vulnerability is severe. And the main risk is mission drift. Scaling too fast may push co-ops to chase volume, and so expansion needs social audits and participatory evaluations. But accountability alone is not enough, and we also need clear priorities. Given this context, we recommend three priorities: strengthen cooperative governance, expand water, health, and education projects, and invest in organic farming. Together, these steps support growth while preserving this principle of fair pricing, long-term relationships, and um, community ownership. And in Vietnam, the picture is more mixed. There is a political support for green growth, but cooperative governance is uneven, and farmers are highly price sensitive, and the Central Highlands face severe environmental stress, and smallholders cannot bear transition risk alone. Finance and governance support have to come first, and this means full replication of East Timor model cannot is unrealistic, and we need a different entry strategy. We propose a targeted demonstration case instead of a copy-paste. This means partners with selected cooperatives in Đắk Lắk and Lâm Đồng, backed by long-term contracts and price premiums and technical support. Crucially, this pilot functions as a learning platform and generating evidence on income and environmental outcomes that can inform wider Vietnamese policy and industry standards. And the business model can extend to regions in Indonesia or Peru, but only where strong co-ops, workable logistic and ethical market exist. Next slide. A phased approach is needed. Identify reliable cooperatives, run pilots, and then work with governments and donors on infrastructure, credit, and co-op regulations. And without this support, projects remain isolated success island that cannot scale sustainably. And next one, let's move to lesson learned and policy implications. First, sustainability can be integrated into the business model. This shows that fair supply chains, community co-ownership, and can be commercially viable, contributing to SDGs. And policy should reward firms that internalize social and environmental costs, like tax incentives. Secondly, the same principles must be adapted to different contexts. East Timor and Vietnam demonstrate that an identical blueprint faces very different political and economic realities, and ignoring context produces one-size-fits-all solutions that fail or foster dependency. So national policies need region-specific approaches to support diverse, sustainable coffee models.
So in conclusion, this being is a good example of how business can grow in a more responsible and sustainable way. Instead of focusing only on profit, this being also cared about farmers, local communities, and also the environment. So overall, this case reminds that sustainability is becoming more important for the future of the coffee industry. So this is the end. Thank you for listening.